there's no talent here. This is hard work. This is an obsession. Talent does not exist. We are all equals as human beings. You could be anyone if you put in the time. You will reach the top, and that's that. So, I am not talented, I am obsessed.
Give it up for the notorious Conor McGregor!
There's two things I really like to do, and that's whoop ass and look good, and I'm doing one of them right now, and Saturday night, I'm gonna do the other.
I'm gonna wipe out everyone in this division, I said that, and I will do it.
He's a little short-ass twerp, and I look forward to punching a hole in his face.
I'm gonna hand him my spit bucket, tell him to go back and spit shine that belt, and bring it back here as they're ready for me to take it. I'm sitting up here with my feet on the desk. What's anyone up there gonna do about it? Not one of you are gonna do anything about it.
Conor was born in Dublin City in one of the national maternity hospitals here, 12th of July 1988. Midwife turned to my wife and said, this guy is going to be a boxer, because he came out of the womb with his fists clenched. So he was destined to be a fighter, I think.
I had many fights growing up, as most young boys do from where I'm from and around this area. Get into fights. I won some and I lost some.
When he went boxing, I remember he turned to us and says, "Why didn't you put me into boxing earlier?" He knew that was for him.
Conor first stepped into my gym when he was about 16. Conor did stand out early on in that he could hit hard, and he also had a, let's call it a gregarious personality.
I was thrown into a plumbing trade. Give a about plumbing, didn't know anything about plumbing. I just went on that site because culture told me that that's what I have to do. I'd done it for a while, and then I realized this is not what I want to do. It's like, this is not what I want to do, then what the f am I doing it for? And I walked out, 18 months in, maybe.
There was a concern there for us, for his mother and father. We didn't know what he was going to do, to be honest with you.
Early on, obviously didn't know what it was. I couldn't look to my mother and say, hey, this Irish man done it. I'm gonna follow in his footsteps, because there was no footsteps. I had to create my own footsteps and follow them. They were a little unsure at first, but they supported me, and they knew I would do it. If I said I'd do it, so.
I was actually in Ireland, and people kept coming up to me and talking about Conor McGregor. Have you ever seen Conor McGregor fight? Have you ever heard of Conor McGregor? Well, I came back to Vegas and talked to the matchmakers, and they had heard of him. So I flew him out from Ireland. He and I went out to dinner. He told me he's on what's called the dole, which is basically unemployment over there. When I left that dinner, I said, I don't know if this kid can fight, but if he can even fight a little bit, he's going to be a huge star. There's only 9,000 people that can get into that arena in Dublin, and it sounds like there's 90,000.
It was a phenomenal night for the sport in our country, and it sent it into the stratosphere over here.
We're not here just to take part, we're here to take over.
He wasn't in the UFC to make up numbers. He wasn't there to be a token Irish guy. He was there to take over, and that's what happened over the last 12, 24 months. The numbers don't lie.
No pipe did hold, no battle drum did sound its red tattoo, but the Angelus bells or the levee swells rang out in the foggy dew.
When Conor won the interim title and he beat Chad Mendes, I think it boosted the confidence of European fighters that they can compete at this level. You know, these guys will come up every once in a while that have that it factor, that thing that other people are attracted to. He speaks well, he's very funny, he's a home run.
I'm the real champion. At the king of Dublin, yeah? You're looking at him. You're looking
This next fight is done and dusted. It's over. It's been over since January of this year. Aldo is a busted flush at this moment, okay? He's finished. After the Dennis Siver fight in Boston, remember when Conor jumped the ring and he was in Aldo's face? That moment, the fight was on. Conor McGregor is going to crack Jose Aldo's skull. I'm not happy to say that, but I think Jose Aldo would want to have a good craniologist on standby.
Look into my eyes, little man. Little Brazilian. Ooh, vamos, hey.
If he shows up, he will be agitated, he will be over-emotional. If I half faint, he will overreact. He will drain himself from this. He will panic. He will overload on the right hand. I will slip the right hand and bang the left hook. That will be the beginning of the end.
McGregor, how long is it going to take you to rip his head off?
It will be done in one.
9. Jose Aldo is your opponent for that. And I was fascinated by your move in the news conference. I know you guys are always trying to get into the head of your opponent. Back in March, for the news conference to promote the fight, you actually snatched his belt. You hope to do that on July 11th, but you took
Well, I
his belt.
snatched my belt.
Well,
It
that's
was simply
your belt.
taking what was mine. He was on my home turf and he tried to lay claim that he was the king of my city, but you do not lay claim to being the king of my city while the king of the city is around. So the king of the city rose up and snatched what was his, which was the gold belt, and raised it before my crowd, my passionate crowd. It was.
You took it back.
Exactly, I took it back and raised it for my people. It was a beautiful moment. In that it was a teaser almost for what July 11 will be, where I raise it for real in beautiful Las Vegas City in front of my home crowd.
Why are you so confident that you will do that?
I don't know. I'm in a business where you must be confident. If you have any doubts, they will come back and play against you. So I am supremely confident, and as well, I feel I'm confident in my work ethic, my approach to the game, my non-stop effort to get better as a martial artist. I don't feel that nobody else in the game is doing what I'm doing or is moving the way I am moving.
Where's that come from, Conor?
It just comes from years and years of practice on the mat, you know. I have had many fights inside the octagon, outside the octagon, in rings, on mats. I am an experienced veteran in the fight game, and through that and through a belief in my team and my ability, I have just gained a bulletproof confidence that cannot be stopped.
Are you big on predictions? Do you usually make predictions before fights? And if so, how will it end on the 11th?
I always make accurate predictions. I've predicted many contests. I've predicted my entire career. And, you know, I predict the future. So for me, I have already predicted this contest. I predict 4 minutes of the first round, he will be KO'd.
First round? Wow.
Yes, I feel that the power matched with the precision, he will not be able to take it. So 4 minutes. First round, he will be done.
Coming off of an explosive press conference here in Torrance, California, here with Conor McGregor, and Conor, a lot of people have sat in that seat that Nate Diaz sat in today. How do you think he handled it? You said that people have shrank when they've been put in that McGregor bubble. How did Diaz respond to it?
The same, and he kept, you know, I felt he shrank as well. You know, he maybe put it up a little bit better than many, but I still feel he shrank. He kept looking to Nick. I was almost talking to Nick more than I was talking to Nate, so. But whatever, this is nothing. The fight is March 5th, 10 days. I'm looking forward to it.
And he made a pretty strong accusation towards you.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Not even sure how serious we should take it, how serious he meant it.
Yeah, no, I don't think he did either. I mean, it's serious. It's absolutely ridiculous. The most tested fighter in 2015 I was on the roster, so I am very big against steroids. I have lambasted everyone that has been caught for steroids. Previous opponents have been caught, and I butchered them for everything they were worth for taking steroids. So, and then the fact that his two teammates took steroids and were caught. So, I pay no attention to it. It was ridiculous.
Can you describe the level of disappointment that there is not another belt sitting on the other side of that podium today?
Yeah, I mean, this is what, you know, I could see the picture, but again, a bruised foot is You don't want to fight with a bruised foot, no way. So it is what it is.
What kind of injury would it take to keep Conor McGregor from a UFC fight?
You know, there are true injuries. Let's get that right. There are true injuries that can hamper you, but I don't know. I've yet to find one. You know, I've yet to find one.
Answer this question. Conor McGregor fights for the 100 and blank belt first. 45, 55, 70. Give an answer to that.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Conor McGregor fights, and that's it. That's all you need to know. That's all I need to know. The fans need to know, and that's all the UFC executives need to know. And that's why they high five each other every time. And as long as the real draw is still on the card.
Well, you call yourself Mystic Mac. You've already given a prediction, first round knockout, but you go further than predictions. You describe the exact sequences that lead to them.
Yeah.
So what is going to happen on March 5th with Nate Diaz?
He's a hit and pull fighter. He hits, pulls, and then plods as well. I just think he's too predictable in everything he does. He's in a set pattern, and he neglects other disciplines, and it's hampered them. It's hampered the Diaz brothers' progression as a martial artist. So I feel his body will be ripped to shreds. It's a soft frame. I feel the left uppercut will be a nice one. You know, the long range is an illusion. I feel my left uppercut will ping him clean.
Are you excited to test yourself against bigger guys? You know, he mentioned size over and over again at this press conference. Is that something you like to do?
This is martial arts. There is, in true warfare, weight is not an issue. So this is something I enjoy. I have fought bigger men before, so I look forward to it.
Let's roll to the rolls. Be careful now on that. What do you think this is, motherfucker? Do it on the f***ing Yukon. You'll end up in that boot.
I've never been in a rolls.
No? Oh. Welcome.
Welcome to the club.
Tuck it in, look. Get that. I'm gonna come up to you tomorrow.
Dude, I swear to God.
I'm gonna come up to you tomorrow.
You're the f***ing man.
They're like a cardboard cutout of me in a fighting stance and the Irish flag draped over the balcony. That is f***ing crazy.
I'm here on the West Coast. Like most fights, I usually come out maybe 2-3 weeks before. But every time I come back, it seems to be a little bit more crazy with the fans, you know. They treat me like I'm one of their own. And then I've been driving to the gym every day, and I drive past this guy's apartment, and it's like on the balcony he has like Irish flags and a cardboard cutout of me like sitting on his balcony. So now we're gonna go drop into him and see what he's about and meet one of the fans.
Give me Mr. McGregor.
What's up?
Holy shit, man.
How are you, bro?
I'm good. How are you? This is awesome.
I'm blown away by this, man. I drove by a couple of times and I was like, what the f?
Yeah,
I thought I was seeing things at first. Like,
no, it's been up since your Max Holloway fight, man.
No way. Are you looking forward to the fight next week?
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
You kidding me? I got my shirt, my wardrobe in there. I got your shoes. You see them right through there.
What, the Reeboks?
Yeah, it says champ on the back.
I don't even have them. I didn't even need them ones. They are unbelievable, man.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
Honestly, man, that's unbelievable. I'm going to put on a show for you.
Thank you so much, yeah. Every Saturday before the fight, I put up my cardboard cutout, I put up the flag, I put up the banner, and the only thing I can say, and I hope Conor sees this, is that feeling he had with Jose Aldo when he knocked him out and he became the champ, hands down, that's what I felt like tonight. Like, that's how amazing it was. And I really hope he sees that, and I mean, I think he saw it on my face, and there we go again, see, it's going again, but that's what, that's the best I can say, man. I'm enamored right now, man. I'm shaking. I'm acting like such a little baby, and I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, man. Honestly, it was an honor to meet you, brother.
I appreciate the support of all the fans out here and all over the world. I never take it for granted. I use it as a motivation, so I am extremely grateful. There's not a day that I wake up and do not pinch myself and be grateful for everything in my life.
You ask Conor McGregor and he'll tell you he was destined to be the best fighter in the UFC.
I knew everything would happen. You always hear, I cannot believe it, I can't believe it, but I I could believe it, and I did believe it. So that's why it happened.
In fact, he's ready to take over the organization. Just give him time.
The Zuffa head office. That's where I feel I will head when this is all said and done. I feel I will have an office bang in the middle of Dana and Lorenzo's office. You know, Dana's office is there, Lorenzo's office is there, and my office will be bang in the middle.
Growing up in Dublin, a big office wasn't in his plans. He was more concerned about taking out the bully on the block.
There was many times where I fought, and there was many times where I backed down. So I was no different than any young kid. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
McGregor started boxing as a teenager and quickly moved into mixed martial arts. He witnessed his first UFC fight in 2009 and said, "That's what I want to do." He quickly rose up the ranks and found himself in the UFC and hasn't looked back. His last loss was in Ireland in 2010. As one of the two biggest stars in the sport, I asked Conor who would be most proud of his accomplishments, his father or his mother.
I think they're both equally proud of me. I mean, to see their son achieve their dreams, they are both big fans of what's happening here. My father is a big fan of the sport since he saw my success, and you know, he showed up at every fight. And then my mother I could be doing anything and my mother would have my back.
27 years old and living the life he always dreamed. His fans call him the Celtic Tiger or the Irish Ali. They even say the UFC stands for United for Conor.
This story has never been told before. There has never been another man in this position, even in this sport. You know, before me, no one had a registered a win inside the octagon, let alone headline events, let alone win world titles. So
coming off his knockout win over Mendez,
I'm fighting myself. You know what I mean? There is no opponent. There's no. You're against yourself in there. You know what I mean? I just focus on what I'm gonna do and what I'm doing in training, and that's it. I just keep a calm mind and go in, look to be creative, and let things happen naturally. You know, I don't think too much about the other guy.
Have you watched his fights a lot? Or
I watch a little bit. Yeah, I don't like to watch too much. A little bit. The first round of his last one against the judo guy I watched. I don't watch too much of him now.
And you're talking about, you know, proving to the world. You proved to Ireland. I think what Frank said as well before is you proved to Ireland. Now you have a chance to prove to the rest of the world. Yeah. And I think that's a lot what the Swedes had to do. Now the UFC's been here once, coming back again, but last time was exactly that. Sweden proving that we have worthy mixed martial arts. Do you feel like you're a front runner, so to speak, for Ireland?
Yeah, I'm definitely leading the pack, and again, I'm going to go in there and represent my country. You know what I mean? I'm going to rock that tricolour with pride. And no matter what happens, because anything can happen in there as well, we love this game. You know what I mean? Anything can happen on the night. I'm going to go in and fight until it's over, and wear my heart on my sleeve. And I can't lose then. You know what I mean? I can only win then. So I'm looking forward to going in and fighting with pride, you know what I mean? The pride of my country behind me.
Do you expect a lot of Irish people to be here?
Yeah, there's a good few coming over that I know of.
Yeah. Ryanair thing going, or
Ryanair? I don't know. Most I don't know about that now, but I know Gunny, the Icelandic. They like the airlines people have like planes for him, or they organise deals and they fly them all. So he had like 3 planes coming over. That'd be a great thing if that happened. Maybe in the future. I mean, again, I'm the first guy. You know what I mean? So I'm looking to bring mixed martial arts to the Irish public. You know, and show them a true martial artist in myself.
We're seeing great boxers come out of Ireland. Wayne Pocket Rocket, my colleague, who you know as well, lives in Vegas, works for the UFC, worked at least for the UFC, and we're seeing plenty of great boxing out of Ireland. Mixed martial arts. How big is it in Ireland?
It's grown every day. We have a long history of boxing. You know, we've had some great boxers over the years, some great world champions, and our Olympians are some of the best in the world. You know what I mean? So
and Muay Thai as well. You got great Thai boxers out of Ireland as well.
Yeah. Again, we're lovers of combat in our country. You know what I mean? This is why I'm proud to be here and proud to fight in the purest form of combat. You know what I mean?
Be fun.
I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna fight. You know, I'm gonna put on a show. Trust me on that. People can say all they want about. I haven't fought UFC caliber opponents, but I am a UFC caliber opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna prove that, and it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
So are we. Yeah, we're looking forward. That's like we said. It's one of the fights we're looking forward to. Yeah, Bruno, Cage Rage, right?
Cage Warriors.
Cage Warriors. Yeah. You'll find Cage Rage or Cage Warriors?
Cage Warriors.
Cage Warriors as well.
We have the same show,
Yeah.
So what's it like? Were you fought in England before? Have you fought in Ireland?
No, I fought in Wales. Wales, England. But I haven't fought
Very
in
well.
Ireland. Yeah.
Done real good.
They're gonna have a show in July.
June 1st. Cahill is defending his belt. Yeah.
May, June, and July. It's May 3rd, no, May 4th, June.
Oh, they have serious
yeah.
amount of shows. Now, Cage Warriors is a top quality promotion, you know, like Frank said earlier about Irish opponents, and I beat Irish opponents, and what, he said something like that, but, you know what I mean, the top quality opponents, guys that are on Cage Warriors, they're not just Irish opponents, you know what I mean, Bruno's a top quality opponent that fights on Cage Warriors. Guys that have come from Cage Warriors have had the Cage Warriors title, Mike Bisping, Dan Hardy, Bigfoot Silva, Ross Pearson, a lot of UFC guys, you know what I mean? And I've gone in and I've held 2 belts at the same time. Held the lightweight belt, 155 pound, and the featherweight belt, 145 pound. Haven't been touched at the same damn time, yeah. So you know what I mean?
You like to fight.
And I never fought an Irish guy for those belts, you know what I mean? So I've been fighting. My last opponent was 21 wins, 3 losses. You know what I mean? That's a serious record in MMA. 21 wins, 3 losses. His only losses were decision losses to your man, the other Swede that's on the card, Coruscant. He decisioned them.
Lost decision to Akira.
Another UFC guy, Anton Quivanainen, I think he was cut, but he only decisions. You know what I mean? I stopped him in 1 round. So people say what they want about opponents, and I haven't fought lack of opponents, and I can say what I want as well. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can say it all you want. It's about going in and showing it, and that's what I will do on Saturday night. Trust me on that. I'm going to go in and I'm going to show.
We're looking forward to it. I like this. I like the mentality. I like the confidence.
That's what I was saying earlier about this fight. Is that like I like the mental game both guys are playing outside the cage, and then how they're both going to approach this fight no matter what. Because like Marcus is one of those guys that always raises. He always makes an exciting fight no matter what. Obviously, he's an exciting fighter as well. So it's going to be one of those things where everything's going to kind of let's find out whether am I the small in this case, am I the big fish in the small pond, or am I the medium-sized fish that's now in everybody's pond? Like, which one am I? And then now
I'm the champ.
You know, so it's one of those games you got to kind of figure out. That's why I like, especially with the matchmaking in UFC, because they grab guys like, I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure about him, but it's gonna be great to see what happens. Like I was saying earlier, stop looking at the names. Pay attention to the fight itself. The fight's gonna be fireworks. That's why I want to be paying attention to this fight, because I want to see what's going to happen. I'm interested in how this whole thing pans out.
Well, do we think it could be the fight of the night?
I'm not hoping for fight of the night. To me, a fight of the night is a loss. I'm looking to dominate. I'm not looking for fight of the night. Fight of the night to me, fight of the night must make the contest close. I'm not going in just to take part. I'm going in to dominate. So fight of the night to me is second place. So I'm looking for the finish. I'm looking for some sort of.
That is good.
There should be a performance of the night. There should be a performance of the night. A fight of the night. Fight of the night is great. Don't get me wrong. I love a good fight of the night. But to me, a fight of the night is not what I'm after. I'm looking for a performance of the night, sub of the night, KO of the night.
I was going to be a bit prejudiced and say that for me, fight of the night is sort of like an Irish fight. Because it's going to be hard, it's going to be tough, it's going to be blood in there.
You fought in England and Wales, you're from Ireland, you fought in England. What is it about the island breed? What's up with you guys out there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just like it.
They're like America's Hawaii.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're
Island people.
Their entire establishment as a country was a fight to begin with. And they've been fighting their entire lives, and all they do is fight. They're raised, their great-great-grandfathers fought, their grandfathers fought, they fight. It's like it's the mentality. You go over there, I go to Dublin every other year. And
I've seen you a few years ago.
It's amazing over there.
Was
I
it
keep going
nice
back.
year?
I was supposed to go this year. I couldn't
Years
get
ago, I saw you out of
it's so much fun.
outside of a nightclub, yeah. I was
down
like, hey,
on-
Frank
down on
Clean, man. I was
Temple-
thinking,
down on Temple Bar?
yeah, he's down on Temple Bar, yeah. He's down on Temple Bar.
Was I standing up or was I on my knees?
And then they started the fight outside the
I was like, oh, Frank Clean. I was like, getting a piece of him.
Yeah, so I love because of that mentality. Like you walk in there and everyone in there is like, okay, and it's not new school like we have in America. Where a guy drops and a gun comes out, a knife comes out, someone's got a bat.
I wouldn't call that new school. I think
It's old school is now they come in. It's okay, like you go to fight breaks up. Okay, all right. Oh, your beer. You check the tree. Okay, here's a beer. Like that's the end of it. It's over.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that mentality about a whole culture where they're like, we'll fight tooth and nail every day, every time. But at the end of it, it was just a fight. We're okay. We'll move on to something else. So it's fun for me to go over there, and that's why I like watching Irish fighters when they make the jump out of the organizations into like back then it was Strikeforce and now it's the UFC. And when they jump up, it's like, what are they going to do and how's it going to work? Because the passion that you see from these guys. That's what makes the fight.
Can I name one more Irish fighters that we should keep our eyes on and that we should look forward to seeing in the future?
Hey man, my whole gym, the gym is full of guys. I'm the first, but I'm gonna kick in the door. I'm gonna open the door for my country, man. we're going to be flooding the place soon enough, you know what I mean? So if I was to give you names out of the gym, Cathal Pendred, cage-wise welterweight champ.
Yeah.
Bruno fought him, had a great fight with him. Paddy Houlihan, another, he's heading over, he's a bantamweight 10-0.
I was going to say, had to be Paddy in there.
Paddy, yeah, he's a 10-0 bantamweight.
Oh.
He's heading over to the Ultimate Fighter trials, the 135 with the women and men. So, man, that's a star in the making. Phil Mulpey, man, the gym is full of talented guys, and guys that wear their heart on their sleeve. You know what I mean? The guys that the UFC want, and I'm looking forward to hopefully ushering in. You know what I mean? Getting us all in there and start making a few quid. You know what I mean?